Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Dylan Zampa, of course, our 2022 Kulwicki Cup champion from last year. How's it going?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing well. I believe I don't. I know you raced this past weekend, but I'm not sure if your season had started already. But just kind of give us an update on how you've been doing, how you did last week.
Yeah, so we just ran last weekend, and we started off good. We unloaded pretty fast on Thursday practice, and just kind of fine tuned the base setup that we had, and we found something good, and we loaded up, unloaded Friday, and I think we were sitting P5 in first practice, and then we started trying to play with stuff and trying new stuff, and we were kind of going the wrong way, and then we reeled it back in for qualifying. Qualified eighth, made the redraw, started seventh, and kind of fell back into the eighth position and made it to the halfway break, made adjustments, went the right way with the adjustments at the halfway break, just needed a little bit more to move up a little bit more, but we ended up finishing fourth in our first ever winter showdown. So that was good. We got good notebook for when we go back to Kern because we'll be racing Kern a lot this year. Same with Irwindale, and we get to go to new tracks like Colorado International Speedway. So that'll be cool. We get to run Tucson this year also, so that'll be cool. That's actually our next race coming up. I don't know the exact date, but so we're currently got the car back in the garage right now. Just unloaded it a couple hours ago, getting it all cleaned and ready to go, get set up again. And looking forward to getting back in the seat. We're not running the pro late as much this year, which is a bummer, but we got that opportunity to run the super late. So if that takes away from running the pro late this year that much, then I'm definitely going to take that opportunity. So, I just couldn't thank Randy Hendricks enough for giving me the opportunity and giving me a car to run in the SRL Southwest Tour Series. And there's a lot of good competitors out there right now. So just looking forward to, trying to get a couple wins and seeing where the end of this year takes us.
Yeah, for sure. So kind of talk about I know that it's been a while since we've had you on. So kind of give us an update on what you're doing this year.
Yeah, so we'll be running the full 11 races for the SRL Southwest Tour Series with the super lates. We'll try putting in some pro late races here and there. We're not running any type of series with the pro lates. We're just running the big money races, which there's not a lot so far on our schedule, but it could change you know, if something comes up, like a sponsor puts in some extra cash. So we're looking to do some big pro late races, but it's not our first pro late race is going to be July 15th, I think, which will be at Madera, which will be a 5,000 win race. So Madera is not too far from us, about 3.5 hours. So not too bad, but looking forward to getting back out there and running the pro late sometimes this year.
Yeah. So, um, so yeah, that's basically your schedule. Just talk about just going to all these new tracks that you get to experience. Like you said, you were going to go to Tucson and Colorado. It's going to be like to go to those places.
It's definitely gonna be new. The only time I've been out of the state to race a different track was the bull ring, and a lot of people say Colorado is kind of like the bull ring, but it's more groove. So I haven't watched a video yet on it, so I'm definitely gonna do some research on YouTube, Facebook. Try to find some races from some super late model races like the Chili Willy, that's at Tucson. So I'll be watching some videos on the Chili Willy, trying to figure out what they do. I've been told you got to save a lot at Tucson. Track's really, really worn out. It's like a cheese grater, I guess. So you just got to conserve tires there. So I've been talking to a couple people so far. Derek Thorne's one of them. Bob Strandwald, who's one of my sponsors. He's a local, phenomenon around the West Coast from the early 2000s and the mid 19s. So, we'll see what we can do. Colorado, I'm looking forward to running there. That I've only been to Colorado one time, and that was to race. I don't remember what track it was, but it was way back in the day when I ran quarter midgets. So, I'm looking forward to getting back into Colorado. It's going to be warm there when we go, so that'll be nice. It's not going to be cold and snowy, which will be, even more nice. The weather up here is not too nice right now, so but I'm looking forward to getting back in the seat. These, we're not going to be racing as much as we did last year, which does it is a bummer, but we get to run a super late, so that kind of makes up for it.
Yeah. Okay, so you said last year, of course, the last time we had you on, of course, that was when, of course, it was announced that you were the Koike Cup champion. We hadn't had you on yet, so I haven't had a chance to ask you this, but the experience of the banquet last year, how was that, and to get the check, the prize money, and all that stuff? What was that like?
Yeah, when they announced that I won, it was definitely shocking. I knew that me and my family, like put a ton of hours into it, and came up with a whole bunch of ideas for 50/50 raffles, for fundraisers, just trying to figure out what we can do to up our game from the year before, and we I think we did a pretty good job. I feel like so. But going to the banquet was just another cool experience. We got to go to the Alan Kulwicki Laboratory this year, which is the first time they've ever done that. So that was definitely cool, getting to see all the cool things inside that shop that they were doing. Um, you know, they called it a round table, but it was they were just in a straight line on the stage. But I thought that was funny that they called it the round table still. So that was definitely cool. Getting a lot of insight on the year Allen won the championship, and you know, there was a lot of new faces there. It was open to the public, which was definitely cool. There were just a bunch of people that were fans of Allen, and they were all there congratulating me, and it was Doug Yates, and Yates Racing was there. Um, just a lot of cool people were there, and it was such a great experience to be there. And if I could apply again this year, I would definitely do it again. But
Well, of course, you won it last year, so let's get into that. Of course, the 2023 semifinalists. They announced those just a few weeks ago. I know the interview process was there, and thanks to TR and everybody at the Quickie Driver Development Program for letting me be a part of that, letting me be part of the interview process. I know that know you got to ask a couple of things as well. So kind of just talk about like what your advice is to the seven finalists that get selected, because obviously they're going to be selected within a few weeks.
yeah, the best advice I could give to those seven is, definitely do some research and try to figure out what the best charities are around you that are going to work the best for you. For the people who are going to school full time, like when I was in school, it was hard to do the food bank. I would actually have to ask my woodshop teacher to leave class a little early so I could, go to the food bank because it closed at 2:30 and school didn't get out till 3. So my woodshop teacher was kind of the one that helped me win in the 2022 year by letting me go and leave class early to go to the food bank to do some charity work. So that was definitely a cool experience. I still stay in contact with my woodshop teacher. I just went camping with him recently, so it was good to get back with him. And but yeah, I would definitely try to find what best works for everyone, and try to find what they can do the best, and definitely do charity work. It's a great feeling to do. You know, if you're stressed, anxious, just go give a helping hand. It relieves stress, anxiety, all that stuff. Like if you have a super big race coming up and you're super nervous about going into that race weekend, just go let off some steam. Go do some charity work. It's always a good thing to help someone else out. You may not know that person, but that person is getting help from you, so that's always a good feeling to have. um, Stay up to date on your social media posts. Don't just post on race weekends. Try posting what you're doing in the shop. Keep your fans, keep your supporters, your sponsors, keep them all updated on what you're doing in the shop. you know if it may just be going in that one night to clean rims, that's fine. people want to see that. They want to see you working on your own race car. So, stay up to date on working on your own race cars. You know, just all that stuff with social media, just stay up to date with it. That's a big, big part of the Kowicki program. You know, the board members, they want to see what you're doing in your own life. They don't want to just see what you're doing in racing. They want to see every little piece and detail about your life so they can get a better understanding, and so do your fans. So that's what I learned in my 2022 year. My 2021 year, I didn't do a lot of that stuff, and I think that is what helped me get the win in the 2022 season.
Yeah. Well, let me just ask you this: what was it like to just be a part of that, and to now be, one of the very few winners of the program? Of course, names like Ty Majeski, of course, the first winner, of course, Luke Fenhouse in 2021, and then everyone that has been a part of this program. What does it mean to be a part of it, and to be a finalist, and now to be a winner of it?
Yeah, to be one of the winners is, a really good feeling. You get to represent Allen's logo for the rest of your racing career. I can put my 2022 champion logo on any car I race now. So currently I have it on my super late and my pro late, and I actually have a sticker on my street car.
That's awesome.
So yeah, but yeah, definitely, being a winner is one of the greatest feelings ever. um you know and I'm just speechless, honestly, talking about it. Like, there's just so much emotion and everything going through my head when anybody ever brings it up. But being part of Alan's legacy is also another big thing. um, you know, you win a race, you get to go backwards on a track, you know, something you never get to do. So getting to win and do a Polish victory lap is also one of the best feelings ever. You get to look at the fans while you go by them, and you get to hold that checkered flag up out the window, and it's the best feeling. And even if you don't win, you came into that race. Even if you didn't do good that race, you still look at the brights. You could have had a fast car, or if you struggled that whole weekend, you know that you did some type of charity work that weekend. So there's always ups and downs, but there's always a good side to being part of that program.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Dylan Zampa, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. But before we go, I think you have some people you want to thank.
Yeah, I definitely like to thank all my sponsors from last year and this year. So that's going to be Valley Fabrication, which is my dad, my mom and my dad, especially my grandma and her husband, my aunt, my brother, especially for letting me run his own race car while he's at school right now. Anderson Logging, Sierra Speed Technology, Apache Rental Group, Dave Reeves, Allied Auto, Allied Propane, Swift Springs, and KRC Power Steering, and CRF Clattenburg.